I hear your tail whacking the couch. All right, when Lubluelu, I always call it Lubluelu, reached out and asked if I wanted to test one of their newest vacuums, I'm always for testing vacuums. As someone with 2 German Shepherds, I know the importance of a vacuum. And that's why this is actually my 3rd vacuum review I've done on this channel, although actually 4th. As somebody with 2 giant German Shepherds, like vacuuming is my daily life. So I've had this for a little while and I've been testing it out. I've also been comparing it to my current vacuum, which is the Dyson V11. Not exactly an apples to apples comparison, mind you, given the massive price difference of this recording. This vacuum is actually on sale with the coupon code for $110. Don't get me wrong, I love my Dyson, and yes, as you'll see in this review, there are areas where the Dyson is a better vacuum, but is it a $500 vacuum? Yeah, I don't know. I'll let you decide that, but in the meantime, we're gonna go over some of the things I like about this vacuum, some of the things I don't like, and as always, the link will be below. What I like to do is keep my reviews more real world. As somebody who travels, I have a pretty small space, so a vacuum like this that is compact, can stand on its own, although, you know, obviously when I'm driving I still have to secure it, and has the necessary attachments and good battery life, I'm already intrigued. All right, let's talk about what I like the most. The performance to price. I mean, like, as I mentioned, you can get this on sale right now for $109 with the coupon. That is an insane value for a vacuum that works very well. Now, I've mentioned this briefly in the past, but my parents actually have a cleaning business, so I grew up with vacuums. Like, I promise you, I've spent more time around vacuums than probably any of you ever will in your life. So when I got this vacuum for testing, I just actually gave it to my parents for several days and just said, like, hey, you know, like, do it. Give me your thoughts on it, because my parents probably have 7 to 10 vacuums in their garage right this moment as of recording. The good news is they liked it, and it also survived. Obviously, this is not meant for commercial use, but the fact that it was able to hang for, actually, they ended up using it for several weeks, and they still use it quite a bit. That says something to me, because I've seen a lot of really high, tough vacuums just kind of die in that work environment. So the fact that this thing's just chugging along is super impressive by itself. The battery life is good. You can do a small apartment. Obviously, I live in an Airstream. Plenty battery life for that. You know, I think with the Airstream, I would have to charge it maybe once every week or 2, if that. But if you are more of a normal lifestyle and have, you know, an apartment, for example, you could easily get through an apartment, depending on how thick your carpet is. Now, if you have really thick plush carpet and you have a couple German Shepherds shedding all over it, maybe not. It depends. But if you have, especially if you have hardwood or linoleum, things like that, because any of these vacuums that require batteries, the thinner the flooring material, the better and longer the battery is going to last. So what I've been doing myself personally is actually comparing it to my Dyson V11, which I've had and loved for the last several years. And while there is a huge price gap, I was kind of shocked that how well this guy could hold up to the Dyson. Is it better than the Dyson? I mean, strictly speaking, does it pick up more? No, the Dyson still wins in pretty much every comparison I did. However, there were some comparisons that were shockingly close, and given the huge price discrepancy, that's impressive. I don't know how much of this is going to show up on camera. I'm trying to just pull them at a slow, gradual pace. The Dyson did better, but it's not like some definitive line necessarily. You know, I just posted my Christmas gift buying guide for this year, and this wasn't on it, not because it wasn't a great vacuum, simply because those were things that I wanted to say that I'd been using for a year and that I was definitely taking along with me. I won't be taking this along with me, not because it's not a great little vacuum, it's just I have my Dyson and I'm not going to carry 2 vacuums. So it didn't technically make that cut of the video, but if I was just doing some general Christmas ideas, like, this would be on there. I mean, it's an inexpensive vacuum. It does well. It has lots of attachments. Especially love the fact that the arm is telescoping. So if you are shorter or taller, you can adjust it. Also, if you are in like some really tight spaces, I know that's like a huge issue with the Dyson, is that sometimes like, you know, in the Airstream, it's a pretty tight space. Like that would be really handy, not gonna lie. Like I wish the pole, the arm length was a little bit shorter. You know, this thing has all your standard attachments. It has your crevice tool. It has your like soft tool, that little soft brush thing when you don't want to like scratch whatever surface you're vacuuming up. It doesn't have like crazy attachment. It doesn't have like a mini motor head or anything like that. But honestly, given the price point, that's not surprising. And the fact that you can hook the main motor head straight into the body. I know, like for me personally, my little motor head broke right before we left for our last trip, and I was fine without it the whole time because I would just snap the larger one into it. So I don't really see that as a huge negative. Yeah, it's one of those things that's nice to have, but again, given the price point, I'm not complaining too much. All right, so the question you've probably been wondering, should you buy it? Well, here's the thing. If you get on Amazon right now and look at vacuums in this price range, there's quite a few. You know, the market is sort of flooded with this sort of stuff. I couldn't possibly test them all. I tested a couple, and of the two, I like this one. I did not like the other one, even though it was a similar price, came with a lot more attachments. It just, the quality and everything just wasn't good. Wouldn't be anything I'd feel comfortable recommending. The Lubluelu, however, is one that I would say, like, you know, if you're looking for an inexpensive vacuum, especially if you don't have a lot of carpet, especially if you have no carpet in a small space, I don't see how you could do much better than this. Really, it's going to come down to how much carpet you have. If you have a lot of carpet or really thick carpet, that's going to affect the suction and the battery life. Now, you can buy additional batteries. So what I can say is this: for my lifestyle, if my Dyson was the break, I could totally use this, be perfectly fine. It would do everything I need it to do. Obviously, if you're got hundreds of dollars to spend on a vacuum and you're okay with that, yeah, I mean, you could buy better ones. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. But if you're looking for just like a little inexpensive vacuum to help around the house, maybe to supplement your main vacuum, or if you just have a really small space and this is going to be your main vacuum, yeah, I think it's a good little option. I hope you guys got some value out of this. If you have any questions, comment below, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later. I like how every time I get a new vacuum, Lotus treats it as an enemy. Oh, is it dead now? All right, today we're going to be Lubluelu. Don't care. I don't care. But new vacuum attack.